In this episode, we will discuss why is there so much security and security guards in the Philippines? What is going on with the security theater that happens throughout your daily life if you live in the Philippines? During your stay here, you'll notice immediately there are security guards everywhere. At the mall's entrances, in front of 7-Eleven, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, banks, random buildings, everywhere you look, there is security guards, oftentimes carrying. So you immediately think, whoa, this place must be dangerous. Some will tell you, no, it shows that it's safe because of the security guards. But the problem is, they don't usually do anything. They rarely check anything. I've even seen many places still use mirrors to check underneath cars coming into a parking lot, but they never even look. They simply make the action pretend to look. The same as when you go inside of a shopping mall. They barely even glance or stick their wand inside your bag briefly before letting you go. I've seen entire suitcases come on in, but they don't look inside, but they'll check inside your purse or your small little bag while you carry a 40-kilo suitcase inside, which could have a body in there, but they never check. And some places even have dogs that are rarely moving, so old can barely stand, pretending to sniff things in case there's something in it. I'm not the only one, I'm certain, because on Reddit, Clover Landscape says, wherever you go, there are security guards everywhere. White-shirted ones, dark blue-shirted ones. Some have a BB gun in their holster, while others have a canister of baby powder. Most have an empty holster. I like to think that security companies that employ them must be some of the Philippines' largest employers, and they are literally everywhere, especially in urban areas. But what exactly is their function and usefulness besides being great for making traffic flow in drop-off pickup areas and general Q&A? At Naya, I save all my questions for the security guard since other employees at the airport just give out wrong answers instead of being honest and telling that they don't know. You can see the emptiness in their eyes when they feed you the lies from their imagination. At most 5-star hotels, they have the same scanners at the security at the airport. They want to scan the guest bags for potential weapons and bombs, or whatever. But for what good use is it when your duffel bag that could easily hide 5 rifles and a big bomb is too large to fit inside the machine, and they don't even bother checking what's inside? But my wife's tiny little purse has to be both scanned and poked into with their poking stick. Or at the mall, where they take all precautions and safety seriously by poking inside my wife's tiny purse upon entry, but you could enter any 20 to 30 side stores of the mall at street level that has no security and just walk straight into the main mall areas from there. Next to where my wife and I live in Metro, there is a suburb where they take the security of their residents seriously. You cannot enter without residency card, on foot, or a sticker on your vehicle. A sticker is necessary when you drive, but you can take a tricycle or a taxi into the suburb without being questioned or asked about anything. They'll just let you through when they see the vehicle approaching. The more time I spend there, the more you notice the ridiculousness things that happen constantly makes no sense. Actual Wolverine says robberies were common in the 80s, 70s, and also bomb threats. Philippines had some communist and Islamic insurgencies, which were problematic. These securities are there to keep an eye out for these things and act as a deterrent. You're right, some don't have any guns, don't act super legit, but imagine if they weren't there. Also, panhandling would be out of control inside businesses and malls. Yes, because 40 years ago it was the problem. Let's continue today. Always blaming other countries, other religions, instead of actually addressing the issue. Filipinos love to do this. Castle Bullet 2 Old Cars says, I went to the Philippines for the first time with my now wife last year, and after the first day I had seen enough security theater that I started checking every holster I saw. Probably 20% had something, and about 50% had sanitizer or something. The rest were totally empty. As someone who carries a concealed one in the US, I am pretty confident I could go almost anywhere I wanted to go with a concealed one without being discovered. And if there was any real threat, I would not assume that the security guards armed with a poking stick would do anything about it. That's exactly what it is. Only theater. I don't know why these people continue to do this. It may help in some situations, but having a cop in front or security guard in front of Dunkin' Donuts is ridiculous. They don't even help with the beggars, the kids, people putting their hands all over the windows, people going inside and harassing you while trying to have a coffee. What is the point of that security guard? They don't do anything, absolutely nothing. All they do is just stand there, sometimes sit there, or don't even bother looking. And some take the job way too seriously. So, a combination of all these things, yet it's completely useless. Henry Young says, you will find that in some establishments the guard also acts as an inquiry agent, table clearer, in establishments that serve drinks, foods, and service delivery managers, in establishments that operate some form of customer queuing, ticketing. They are often more helpful than the staff of the establishment. They provide a layer of security absolutely lacking in the West, which maintains order. Yes, this maintains order by making sure you grab a ticket. They do all these things because they are bored, because their job has no purpose. That is why they do it, not from the goodness of their hearts. These people will be extremely bored because their job is absolutely useless. You may as well have a pylon sitting there instead of a person pretending to provide security. It's rubbish. One more thing I would like to address is imagine needing this much security because you do not trust the people of your country. Perhaps they are necessary to maintain order. I do not know. I am not a scientist. I just know they don't provide any obvious service to me. Also, imagine having a country if you do not have these pretend guards, the country will fall apart. I am sure that the place will be overrun with beggars even more than it is now. Perhaps people trying to sell their own items inside the malls. I do not know, but that just tells you the level of third world behavior mentality that the Pinoys have. It's unfortunate. I hope things will improve in the future. What do you consider security? The best comment is tied between Hang Lee and Brian. Hang Lee says, that's a lot of cash to carry around at nights in the Philippines. For yesterday's video regarding the American who lost his life, Brian says, FYI, the story mentions he was retrieving something from the back of his SUV. It is common knowledge in the Philippines that only rich people drive SUVs. Being seen driving an SUV in that part of the island makes you an obvious target. Yes, an even more obvious target is that he was a white man. There is no worst comment from this video. It's time for the catfish of the day. How do you go from this to this? Remember, always have a video call before you meet them. No matter how attractive you think they are in their photos, I promise you, they are at best half that when you meet them. Thanks for watching. God bless.